Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the end of Season 3. Ash vs. Evil Dead, Episode 10. I'm Bruce Campbell. I'm playing Ash.
And I'm Ariel Carver-O'Neill, and I play Brandy.
And hello, I'm Rick Jacobson. I wrote and directed this episode, The Medal of Man. And Bruce, why don't you start
Rick,
us off?
Where are we now?
Oh, well,
where
wait.
are we in this conflict?
Well, I was going to have you start off
there now.
and tell us about the history of the Medal of Man, because this draws back all the way into
It is.
Evil Dead.
This is actually one of the biggest payoffs. According to Mr. Sam Raimi, there is even a little biblical action that evil's going to rise every so often and test the mettle of the average man, not the best man, the average man. So humanity is offering up. Ash is the offering. He is the sacrificial one, the chosen one, to go against evil, and whoever wins is going to run the show. Because if evil wins, evil's going to rule the earth for another millennia. And so this is it. So, but people who are on the good side know that their average man is so good that even he can defeat evil. That's how confident they are. So I'm a little worried now, though, because Ash is, it ain't happening.
Yeah. And look, from a writing standpoint, it was really just taking it from that test. And I was always kind of like, well, what is that test? And I want to see that test. And so it was really kind of off of that it stemmed
Proud
this
moment,
whole thing.
proud daddy moment.
Yeah, kink.
Boink. With Rick,
Right
little
in the back
reverse
of the
motion.
throat.
Never hurt anybody. I've never been so proud. You know?
Yeah.
Aw, that was short-lived.
Yeah, but again, because now to me, Brandy is a different character. She's
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
she is grown into a ghost beater.
Well, yeah, you have to. It's like an adapt or die situation. And
Yeah.
she's definitely adapted at this point.
Yeah, and we get our first little glimpse at Kandar there, which kudos to Tim Capper and all the visual effects team. They did
It's good
just a
stuff.
spectacular job with him.
And now look, this is where Pablo's kind of calling it. Pablo knows what's going on. He knows what the deal is.
Well, yeah, he heard in the end of the last episode. He heard what the Dark Ones were saying, so he knows what's being called up and the challenge that Ash must now face. And of course, here's this.
I like the panicking deputy. Get out there! I'm gonna make you do it.
I
It's
always
when law and order isn't
appreciated.
enough. That's how bad evil is. When even a good, dedicated sheriff can't do anything.
Dude, that's a really
Bad idea.
I always
yeah,
like
it's wasting
Ariel
time.
kind of stepping in, trying to help Ash out there.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
yeah,
right.
I'm like
Don't
his
mess with my
pitbull.
dad.
Yeah.
Don't you touch my dad.
Let's go!
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's
that
never
was
good.
fast.
Yeah.
And of course,
Well,
Ray's
that's
like,
just it.
oh, great, I'm stuck with the one carrying her for the whole episode. It's
Which
always
ain't
some
his life.
physical
It's
thing.
a good workout.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, you're doomed.
Oh, the poor guy.
Tony Marsh, one of our
Da-na-na.
stuntmen.
And by the way, Rick, is that not that music? Da-na-na. It's the music we used to imitate to Joe. Joe, we want the music to go da-na-na. I think he just mocked us. That's what that music is.
So this, now Ash gets a chance to assess.
Yes.
And I love what he says coming up here.
Dad, what are we
This-
gonna do?
this
How are
line,
we gonna
um,
fight that thing?
Maybe it'll just go away. Guys,
That. that's Ash's. Hey, maybe it'll just leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's his solution.
It'll be fine.
It'll sort itself
But-
out.
It'll sort itself out. But now we kind of clearly see that evil now is gone global. And what I like about the significance of this, and Bruce, I just absolutely love what you did with this following whole sequence here, is Ash realizes that his own little personal battle with evil is now
Global.
everyone else's problem. And
Yeah.
there's a tremendous sense of guilt and failure that becomes
Yeah.
on Ash, and we get to see the human here. We get to see.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. This is what I tell people. He can't run back to the Batmobile with armor plating.
Yeah.
He can't be beamed up to the ship. He doesn't have a Millennial Falcon. This guy, Ash, is going broke being a hero. So what is he getting out of this? And this is his dilemma.
News for you.
Yeah.
I didn't ask for this.
You know, and I know, Rick, we did one extra take of like, come on, let's try one other freak out, you know, and
Yeah.
and it's fun that, you know, your hero was always supposed to be so composed of like, yes, ma'am, I'll go get that bad guy. And they seem to be very restrained. The good part about this and this season and, you know, the way Rick set this up is like, he may not make it, and he's unstable. You know, he's drinking and losing it. And so, and this is a good classic stuff of your daughter, you know, who now she's taking the torch. She's, you know, she sets her the hero straight.
To have her prop up her father at his in his weakened state, again, kind of speaks to how her character has evolved. And Ariel, again, I loved what you did here as well. I mean, you guys made directing this scene easy.
Oh, thank you.
Whenever actors have speeches like this, I always go, that's their audition piece. Was that your audition piece?
No, my audition piece was a scene between you and I in a diner, except you were called my distant Uncle Ron.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay. And then his back gives out. So
Poor Ash can't even get out of his chair.
No. But now, you know, he's rallying. That speech worked. You know,
Yeah, it
heroes
lit a
have to-
fire in him. It was almost
Yeah,
they
gotta
completely.
fall before they stand up again. And when they stand up,
Exactly.
they're even taller. Thanks, Dora.
And you know, look, I'll take a little moment here and just give a little shout out to Dave Garbett, the DP, who just does fantastic work, and I just love the atmospheres he creates.
Yep.
But yes,
and a
Ash's
Shemp's
little
beer bong, man, it just doesn't get any better than that. It's college style. You know, tape two Shemp's beer cans together.
Yeah.
You're up and running.
That to me, the duct tape is to me always Ash's Swiss Army knife. It's what he uses for everything.
You gotta have duct tape
It's an
in there
essential
somewhere.
ingredient.
Yeah.
This is another great moment that I love between you guys. Is this right here?
Take care of myself.
No.
Why not?
Because I can't watch you die again.
You know, again, it's where the show kind of becomes real, and you know, we kind of step away from the goofiness, and we kind of realize that there's really characters at the, you know, within
beneath these shells.
Yeah. And it's not all slapstick and craziness, but
Well, you know, our buddy, Mr. Rob Tafford, Mr. Executive Producer Pants, he'd be the first one to go, where's the heart? Where's the heart?
Yeah.
So in Xena, you know, he made sure that you had to care about these characters.
Yep.
They had issues and problems. And look, this show, you can't do this all the time. But if everything is going to, you know, hell in a handcart, you can have these characters. You can see a little more of their depth. And then when they're in peril, hopefully audiences will go, no, I'm just starting to like them.
well, exactly. And
Yeah, well, it's good to have these.
But now, of
sobering
course,
moments.
instantly we're talking about, you know, WWE, you know, in the middle of it.
But that was a callback to when we first met Pablo back in season 1, episode 1. You guys were talking about how much you love, you know, get together later that night, watch a little bit of wrestling, and so it was just kind of again tie in some of those links that have already been established.
Yep.
Always thinking one step ahead of evil.
Another good little nod to our visual effects guys. I mean, that's just
Oh wow.
great.
that was just a stage,
just
ugly
great.
stage ceiling, and but again
Now we'll
with
have
the
Jess go by. You know, it's funny, Dana being carted around on that thing, you would think, oh, that was probably an easy episode for her. Those are the worst. You have to stay in one position. You can't breathe. You can't move. You can't do anything. And so it was probably more difficult than one would think.
Especially
was.
being so cold, she was freezing.
Oh, yeah. And she's
She
a
was-
little bird. So she's got no meat.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I know what
Ooh,
that means.
creepy.
Hell on earth, Rick.
A little glimpse, yeah. You know that evil is now
It's out.
just consumed Elk Grove,
Yep.
and there is no.
And it's cool. Pablo's,
there is
he,
no
he
segue.
can traverse this world.
Yeah.
He's not an immediate target. Now it's Godzilla. I love how this you know, people, they
Yeah.
wanted Evil Dead 4. I tell them episode 9 and 10, that's Evil Dead 4. You know, you combine them all because it says it all. It's the team unites. They get the ultimate. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
look,
so
it's-
awesome.
It's taking it to the absurd level.
that's great.
But again, which just felt like a natural progression. You know, if hell's gonna rise up and take over, let's see it.
Now, Rick, I also said this when I'm in speaking about this season. You know, I've been on a show that was canceled in the off season, and it's really tricky because then the audience feels screwed. So this is wrapped up, regardless of what people think. If we're off the air after this, we're cool.
Yeah, but I also think if people see the end of this and learn that we're off the air, they'll be pissed because the potential is huge.
That's okay though. They'll be pissed for a good reason. And now this was a weird scene. Rick, it's another one of these that we talked about is, you know, you're trying to do it legitimate. Now, Ariel, I have a daughter, Rebecca, who's, you know, not much far away from your age. You guys have similar looks. So in a lot of these scenes, I was calling up what would happen if that was my daughter, you know, and it's weird. As a father, even for Ash, these little DNA things happen. So it made the scenes harder to do, but I think better. In a weird sort of way.
Well, yeah, I think it gives it an honesty that you can't really fake or you can't really act.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, look, it was really great, Bruce, you know, because you write this stuff and, you know, you obviously know the characters so well, so it's not like I go in and I go, okay, Bruce, here's how you're going to play it.
Yeah,
you know,
but the callback is great, too. That was another really important callback. He gives her his defense mechanism that he used to basically save his life in the first one. So that was a freaking Star Wars moment, is what that was.
Yeah.
Legacy.
Yeah, and again, that just stemmed from, well, whatever happened to that thing? And I like the idea that, well, Ash has actually been carrying that on his person.
Yeah, that is cool.
Ever since.
He had it the whole time.
The whole time.
Because he has been through a lot, and you wonder why he survived. Maybe that's why. Now we're kind of Walking Dead here, man. This is like, this is it.
Yeah, it's just, it's the insanity now. They're everywhere.
Yeah, we don't usually do the full attacks like this. We usually do mono beasto.
Yep.
But this was good to get a group fight.
A group, and also to see you and Ariel kind of, you know, side by side fighting together, which was
Ariel, how was that costume? No knee pads for you, babe. Sorry.
Nope.
And I'm padded up like an old geezer.
Genuine
you know
scratches.
what I mean? I got Ben Gay, I got pads, I got everything. And, you know, seeing you run around there, I give you a lot of credit.
Yeah, I need to get me some corduroy pants.
That's right.
That's what I need.
And boots, because you had heels on, right?
Yeah, I had heeled boots. Running in those was hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet it was.
They were slippery, especially in the high school, when I had to run in the high school in those. Whew, boy.
That's right.
But it's great, you know. There's a sense of a vulnerability being in that outfit, which visually I always thought was really nice. I once upon a time talked about, you know, would she change out of that dress, and then it just kind of came around going, no, there's actually something kind of cool about her going through hell in this sequin dress.
In a shiny party dress.
Well, that
visually,
and my mother gave it to me. It was the last present she gave me before she died.
And what's cool,
so it's
visually,
like,
you see it in a different environment. It doesn't disappear, which is good.
Well, that's great. Now I'm a target that's easily
there you go.
Yeah. A little bit more side-by-side fight action.
Yeah.
And again, this is the fun part of working with the stunt department.
She's a little steelier.
What's that, mate?
Yeah, my daughter's a little steelier now. She had a little steel in her eyes in that shot.
Yeah, a little bit, but then I get into the fight and it's like, oh shit.
That's right.
Yeah. She's willing to, but you know, she's still learning.
Yep.
She's still learning. There's Rachel getting.
Oh yeah. Fuck this shit, boss.
Oh gosh, I remember that. Yep.
Yeah, this was another, you know, Ariel getting a face full, and this is Bruce. This is one of your big blood hits as well, which was. Look, anytime a cannon is aimed at Bruce, it always puts a huge smile on my face. But to do the 1-2 with both Ariel and Bruce is.
That's right.
It's like hada.
Boing. Oh yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah, that was genuine because that blood hit me right at the back of the throat.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you.
Mercifully,
you told me to
these are
scream
mostly
just
at the
before.
end of the day. So, and you know, Rick, you know the routine. You got to take it off and put it back on again. And then meaning that continuity-wise, you can't always walk around with a bucket of blood. Next scene, it's like magically half of what it was.
Yeah.
Because then you can add it again. If you went real continuity, we would all be gray.
Yeah, and you won't do it, Bruce.
Yeah, well, that too. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's good. It is. We call that Evil Dead continuity, where
Yeah, that's right.
just took a page from Sam and Evil Dead 2. You watch that blood continuity, and
oh boy,
you
that
just
was all
don't
over.
care.
You reset whenever you
but
need to. And now
don't
these are
care.
important sequences also. If in your heroic story, that our heroes have to come back.
Yeah.
Go, boy,
and,
we've had a lot this season, man. Everyone's died like 6 times.
Everyone dies, and it's not
That's the
usually.
tagline.
Usually you always say, well, everybody but Ash. But even this season, you go, even Ash died.
Oh, even Ash died.
So
Yeah.
everybody took a hit this season.
So
But,
the kids finally kiss.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
though she
And
looks like
it's
hell.
a nice little kind of
What the
progression to
fuck?
Fuck me.
That's my amazing imitation of Dana DiLorenzo.
Richards.
What the fuck?
Filthy and not fine.
Nice.
High
Now we're a
five.
team.
Yeah.
Now we're a hilarious team together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now there's 2 of them.
Is it a good thing or a bad thing that our characters have the same sense of humor?
I think that's appropriate. It doesn't make it good, but it's appropriate.
No.
That she likes a little cheesy humor too.
I thought I could be like you.
Yeah, yeah.
I was wrong.
Fucking I right you were.
Damn right.
What the hell did you do this time? Nothing.
I like how she just immediately knows
what'd you
Ash
do?
is behind whatever.
What'd you do, Ash?
What'd you do?
Rick's gonna wreck more furniture soon. More
So
ceilings.
this is Bruce's little Indiana Jones moment, going back to
Oh,
the
yep.
hat.
Yeah.
Well, he's lost his chainsaw now. He needs the gun.
Yeah. Good little practical gag that.
Boom.
So now we get in. Now we kind of ramp up the volume even more into the
It's
episode.
always awesome to see tanks on the call sheet. There's just something you just
Well,
don't
that's
see
just
that.
it,
And we had that. Rick, we did a little test driving out in the parking lot, and you see that those treads, man, they leave a mark. Those things are
Yeah.
really intense.
Yeah, we were concerned for the set at some points.
That's
Whether
right,
the concrete
yeah.
on the set floor
What would it
hold.
take? Yeah. How much could it take?
But I love this shot because that's
Whoa.
That's awesome.
Speaks-
so
speaks
awesome
to
because the missiles go
visual
way
effects.
far away before they blow up. It's good.
Yeah.
That thing is huge.
yeah, it's big. And again, so shout out to the visual effects guys, and of course then the sound guys. Those sound guys just.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, people can't listen to these episodes the way they should be properly listened to.
Right.
But it's incredible work that Bruce and Pete and Gareth. and all
Kiwis
those
are
guys
very
did.
fastidious. I've found in everything that they do. They go, right. We've noticed there's a drop of a bullet casing at 3209. We think it might sound like this. They really are thorough.
Yeah.
Even the Army's
And-
no match.
Even the Army's no match for evil.
Yep.
And
Yep.
look, it
Uh-oh.
was. It
And a
was
dead
Danger from
gun.
within.
Oh no.
Go, Kelly.
giving everybody their little moment in the spotlight.
Yeah.
with-
And Kelly's losing it a little bit.
Well,
well, yeah, she's losing it, but also rising to what needs to be done. Not
Yeah.
only is
Yeah.
she, but
Yeah.
is she killing deadites, but she's also helping, which is
Yeah, we're like the dirty
Right.
half dozen now.
yeah, yeah.
Get into the transport. We are evacuating.
And now, so it's hopefully at this point, the viewers are kind of going, how are they going to get out of this?
Yeah, they just got to
It's,
run away.
Yeah, everyone's
Yeah,
just
they'll
got to
just have
run.
to evacuate.
And now we're talking about nukes and stuff like that. So it's
And I do like
clearly
how these
getting
guys,
to-
they're like, he's just a civilian. He doesn't know anything. Even
Yeah.
though they
Yeah.
realize without Ash, they're doomed.
a couple that now unfortunately those were 2 characters. One was the deputy and the other one was a woman that we had a great scene with Ray
Oh.
in the hardware store, and we had to cut it, but she was a fantastic actress. But now here's a kind of a pivotal moment for
Yeah.
Ash.
Yep.
And
What's he going to do?
where Ash kind of realizes that now's the time to step up and become the man that he's supposed to be.
That's right. I think it's a great twist, and it's a good sequence. And Rick, I know that you and I had to kind of convince our partners, associates, to leave it in its extended form.
Yeah.
In order to do the, this is very potentially the last time you will ever see these characters.
Yeah.
And story-wise, we've been through too much to give them short shrift, as they say.
Yeah.
So, I think it was appropriate. And even in a movie like this, even when you're fighting Godzilla, you gotta wrap it up. And he says himself, I gotta do this. I gotta do this.
Yeah.
And it's do this alone. Nobody. It's his destiny.
Mm-hmm.
It's his destiny, and I love the emotion that you brought to it as well, Bruce, because like you said before, so many superheroes would just be like, this is what I gotta do.
I gotta
But you
get
can
in there, and they just would slam him in and drive him off with maybe one little forlorn look, but
But the way you played it is, he knows that this is most likely going to be a one-way trip.
Now,
And
Rick,
this
give
is the
yourself some
last
credit,
time.
too. I've butchered dialogue before. I butcher it mercilessly. I didn't change anything in that dialogue because I really liked it.
Yeah.
That's the key. Give the actor something that's appropriate to do.
Come get some.
Come get some. Little callback, baby.
Little callback. Gotta have him.
And now, Rick, you're
And then, of
even,
course-
our shirt, you even diluted the color, like we've been through the sewer system. So my shirt is
Yeah,
even
but-
a different color. It's
I
faded, like it's been through the war,
Yeah, and look, that again was just going back to source material. I told Barbara Dara, our costume designer, I said, I don't want Bruce in a vibrant blue shirt anymore. I want him, and I pointed to your shirt at the end of Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
I said, I want it that. It should be.
Exactly. Now, this is fun.
it's
Now,
all-
Rick, your background, you come from low-budget filmmaking. You work with Roger
Yep.
Corman. It was
Yep.
basically you and me in this stupid tank where you have to step outside to change your mind.
And I loved that.
There's no crew
I-
members in there. It's you and me just kind of dicking around, for a half a day in this tank.
Yeah, it was you and I.
Yeah, it's
and
fun. That's a fun way to film
I
it because
loved
there's no complications. So I'm like, okay,
No,
we knew what we had to do.
I had the camera. I was in like these yoga positions because there literally was just no room.
Yeah, they'd hand the
operating
camera
upside
down to you. Yeah, that
so
was
Bruce,
it.
now that is Bruce Campbell
That's
driving
right.
the
No
tr-
stunt,
driving the
Rice
tank.
Show. Back off,
There's-
Rice Show. I got this.
There's no tank driver in there doing
That's
it
right.
for Bruce. That is
There's
Bruce.
no tank driving credit in this episode, buddy boy.
That is
I
all
did
Bruce.
drive one
And I
in
tell you what-
Iraq as practice, but then this one sort of put it over the top. I'm ready. I'm ready for tank
Yeah.
wars now.
Take that, Shatner.
Now this is where we had to have a carbon monoxide meter in the studio, and the safety guy eventually would go, right, we've hit the maximum, open up the doors, because those tanks would emit heinous crap.
It was the tank in all of those vehicles. Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
had.
Hey,
to-
there's your duct
had to
tape.
start- Duct tape, of course.
And
Where-
you know what,
where
Rick?
it
This
came
is
from, no
another
one knows.
good. This is another good payoff. Is you take the Kandarian dagger that has had various powers over the years, and it's like if anything's going to stop this thing, it's the Kandarian dagger. So that's that's what that's what you would do.
Yeah.
I
And
wanted
that's
that
just
to
it,
be
you
the
know,
promo poster right there. Was Ash about to be destroyed, and he's flipping it off.
Yeah.
Don't miss.
Don't miss. Yeah, well, it's Ash. So.
Well, it's Ash.
You know
Don't worry, he'll
something's
screw
gonna
it up.
But yeah, so we were just, you and I were just in this tank, and it was great,
That's
just
right.
old school backyard filmmaking. It was you
Yeah,
and
it's
me.
kind of it's the fun way to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you're going, okay, now we're picked up in the tank, so you had to spin the camera upside down.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the?
And hopefully at this point, you're just kind of going, well, is this going to be the end
Yeah,
of
is this the end of
gonna
our
be the end
hero?
of Ash? And
Very
just
likely.
to kind of take even what you look at what's going on and you think of how the season started and where we are now, you just kind of go, wow, what other show does this?
Yeah. No, man, there ain't nothing like this.
No.
No, I don't know any.
If this is it, if this is the end, I'm perfectly happy with the way this is going.
And so now we see Kandar in his death throes, and again, I just couldn't be happier with what Tim Capper and the visual effects guys did with this, because this is complicated stuff
It
that's
is,
being
it
done
is.
here, and it just looks so great. And of course, Dave Garbett again, the DP, took.
Bam. Yeah.
So now, yikes!
That's it. That's it for our hero.
Credits.
Cue the credits, right? Oh, wait.
Oh, wait, what's this? Yeah.
But wait,
Huh?
there's more.
Yeah. And look, this was this was just this all stemmed really, Bruce, from an idea you, Sam, and Rob had way back when, which I believe after Army of Darkness, where you guys kicked around an idea of Ash versus the Machines. And I don't know how much you guys kind of developed that idea, but you guys told that to me one time, and that idea just sat with me. And I finally, when I was writing this thing and breaking the story and stuff, it was, well, how do we get there? And,
well, that is, Army of Darkness was supposed to be, because he woke up in the future.
Yeah.
He slept too long.
Yeah.
The world's been destroyed. It's run by robots. And so, it's Ash in the future. So this sets that up.
Yeah.
I mean,
and so
no
it was
question
just
about
that,
it.
and the trick was, well, how do we get Ash to the future? I didn't want to do another time travel thing like we did at the end of season 2.
And the streak in the hair is another bit of a Evil Dead 2 callback where he experiences something so traumatic, it sort of streaks one side of his hair.
Yeah.
Nice to get the hand back. Thank you for that.
And I know, Bruce, you weren't a fan of it, but I love this outfit that Barbara made. It looks, it's just cool.
Suit. Yeah.
It's just cool. And, again, art department, the set design is just exactly, I was just wanting this very sterile, neutral environment that we kind of like Ash just don't know where the hell we are or what's going on. And then, of course, now we get our first kind of glimpse at when we are by the arrival of Lex here. And it's like, oh, little friend or foe, not sure.
Let's make friends. Let's go for friend.
Great. I love the look of Lex and their innards and
it's
robotics.
great. It's really cool. It's subtle
amazing.
but cool. All right.
Yeah.
Remain professional under all circumstances.
Yeah. And again, this whole thing was just kind of hopefully having people go, wait, just experiencing it with Ash.
Yeah.
And letting it, let the viewers just experience with Ash.
It is an appropriate ending.
And then, of course, he gets
because, again, if you're going to fulfill the big D, the big destiny, this is it. This is it. This is his next stop on his never-ending journey. Great callback. Nice to have the car back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Got to have the music.
That looks amazing.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
And again, it just kind of sets the stage of, okay, well, where's my daughter? The stage is now set to take these adventures into new worlds, new characters, new situations, and new challenges for Ash to face in this greater and much bigger battle against evil.
A bigger plateau, a bigger canvas now.
Yeah.
Where he winds up, we'll see. Hail to the King, baby.
And
had such a great effect.
Really fun designing that Delta. And again, the Delta's
so
changed
age-appropriate for her,
as
too.
much as Ash's has over the years.
Yeah.
Sneaking
What's
a little
he looking
pig.
at there? Still got it.
Dad, gross.
How do you feel, sire?
And Bruce,
Let's
this
go.
was your last shot right here. This is
It
your
was.
last shot of
Say
the
the
series.
word. Thank you, Rick.
Yeah.
Nicely
Great
done.
way
Nice.
to-
It's a great capper. And ladies and gentlemen, if this is the end of the end of the end, we hope you enjoyed the run. And if it isn't, then there's more good stuff coming. Thank you,
Much
Ariel.
more.
Good job. As my daughter.
Thank
And you
you.
ain't dead. You ain't dead.
Nope. I'm still
know?
there.
You made it, kid.
You've got
survived.
the looking glass to protect you. Rick, you never know. Never say never.
No.
Never
She
say
might
never.
carry the
Never say
torch. Winky wink, spoiler oiler. Anything could happen in the Evil Dead universe. I think that's been established.
Well, anyways, Bruce, thank you, man.
So, Rick, I'll either see you sooner or later.
That's right. Bruce.
Thank you for joining us on Ash vs. Evil Dead Season 3, Episode 10.
And thank you guys for having me. Bye.
Goodbye, all.
Bye.